Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll continue the conversation now for today's theme on digital. It's only befitting at this stage that we talk a little bit about mobile. So we have for you all the way from Singapore to present to you about the power of mobile. Please welcome Dr. K.F. Lai, who's the CEO of Buzz City. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everybody, and thanks, thanks, Sam, for inviting me here. I think you just gone through the presentation before the coffee break. It was rather scary, isn't it? Like Ham say. So I was sitting there, I thought it's rather scary as well, and it's befitting that I thought I'd start my presentation by showing you what was the golden age of advertising. And where did I find these things? I live in Singapore now. But I grew up in North Malaysia, in Perlis, and I got a lot of relatives there. One of my uncles used to run a Chinese medicine shop in Alosta. He's close to 75 years old, he's more than that, and he has retired, you know. So he's closing down his Chinese medicine shop because he said all this Chinese herb coming from China, going to supermarket directly, killing his business. Young people don't want to buy his Chinese medicine anymore. So I visited him 6 months ago before he closed down and was looking around his shops, and I saw one particular poster that I thought was a great poster. So I want to show it to you. And I'm taking some risks here because I'm not sure whether I'm breaking a Malaysian advertising code for showing you this. Either I get arrested by police after this, or maybe Ham will eject me from this place. Okay, so here it is. This is an exquisite piece of advertising I saw from a medicine shop in Alosta, right? Don't you agree that it was the golden age of advertising? It tells you what's the problem, right? Kadang-kadang boleh, kadang-kadang tidak boleh. It gives you the solution, it tells you the results. It's a great piece of advertising, and it is gone, right? The shop is closed. I'm not sure I can get this product anymore. My uncle is retired. Okay. So now we come back to the modern day, the mobile internet. So let me talk a bit about the mobile internet, what it means to us. First of all, the drivers of mobile internet. We hear a lot about how mobile is changing and how mobile become very pervasive. From a lot of things that I see, in fact, I can summarize it to two major drivers that I think will drive the mobile internet. First of all, the internet tariff has become very cheap. Just about a week before this event, in preparation of this presentation, I went up to the web and I just went to Digi and I searched. So the price of let me see the pointer, yeah. The price of mobile internet has gone down significantly. For 38 ringgit, you get 1 gigabyte per month, and then 73, 5 gigabyte per month. This is a postpaid. And for the prepaid users, 3 ringgit for get 50 megabyte per day, which is enough for a lot of, I think it's 300 megabyte, I got it wrong here. And for 15 ringgit, you got 250 megabytes a day. Sorry, this is 5 megabyte a day, I think I got it wrong. But anyway, it shows you that the guys in our Lost Star and the prepaid users can pay 3 ringgit and get a lot of unlimited, a lot of entertainment in here. So the first driver is a very cheap mobile internet tariff. The second tariff is, of course, the handsets has become a lot more affordable. Right? I went up to some website to check for the price as well. On the little bit, I won't say this is lower end, the middle end, they're about 600 ringgit for Blackberries. The Galaxy go for 900 ringgit, and some HTC go for 1,200 ringgit Malaysia. So you are, of course, cheaper than this. You have other feature phones that can able to serve the mobile internet as well. So, I mean, at this price, I quite believe that lots of Malaysian consumers can afford this, even on the feature phone, even cheaper. And combinations of the cheap tariff and the cheap handset will cause them to move into mobile internet a lot more. Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay, the audience that we are talking about, in fact, for Malaysia, is interesting because there are kind of two sets of audience that we talk about for the mobile internet. First of all, for the urban, the Klang Valley and Penang, and a couple of bigger cities, you have the urban professionals that move from using the internet on desktop and laptop into tablet and smartphone. You just have to check your own media consumption habit, you will know. I mean, compared to 2-3 years ago, how much time are you spending on your laptop versus how much time are you spending reading your email today on your smartphone or your tablet? You could see that already. And right now, even for a short trip like this, I came last night to PJ, and so I don't bring my laptop anymore, I just bring my tablets because reading emails is good enough, or surfing web is good enough. When I need to do serious work, I know there are 3-4 days away, then I bring my laptop. So it's serious. So obviously, the media consumption percentage has moved a lot into the mobile and also to the tablets. For the rest of the country, right, which resemble actually places like Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, you have rural people that leapfrogging into the mobile internet directly. I mean, they may not have used internet before, and some of you live too long in Klang Valley, you might not know that in Perlis, I can't get 3G. I get 2.5 Gs, and when I go to my father's place, it's wonderful. I'm cut off from internet. I don't have to do my work. But they could use the mobile to access the internet. So you have two audiences. One set is the urban professional that are changing their behavior into tablet and smartphone. In some cases, this represents what I call leakage into mobile, which is good for our business, which I explain a bit more. And more significantly as well, new audiences appear. These people that have not used internet before in their life are now using the internet. This is not just rural Malaysia. You're talking about maybe 150 million people in Indonesia, right? Another 40 million or so outside of Bangkok in Thailand, and 50, 60 million at least in Vietnam. And we're not talking about Philippines yet right now, even so a lot more opportunity happening there. Okay, this is a chart that I like to use. This is from an analyst called Mary Meekers, a very famous analyst. In this chart, which is updated not too long ago, a couple of months ago, she plotted out two dimensions in this chart. The red one shows you the time spent in media. That means that the media consumption percentage of a typical American adult. So they spend about 8% of their media consumption time on print, 16% on radio, 43% on TV, 25% on internet, and 8% on mobile. Now this is adult. I've also heard an appointment in the NUS in Singapore. Sometimes I go to give speeches to the students. I ask them in the audience, these are university students in Singapore, I ask them, how many percentage of their time they spend on TV, on the media consumptions? And guess, I've talked to a couple of classes, guess what is the percentage I get from them? They tell me 0%. These are university students. I'm quite sure in Malaysia, you almost get the same number as well. Very little time is being spent on TV, right? And I ask them, where do they spend their media consumption time? 100% on internet, either on mobile or from the laptop or PC, and a lot of time on Facebook. When I was growing up, the problem my parents have with me is I watch too much TV. Even though there's only RTM1 and RTM2, I still watch too much TV, the $6 million man, whatever. I'm disclosing my age. Now you know why I was interested in the advertisement. Right now, I have two children, 18 and 16. They spend almost all their time on Facebook. That's not the real problem. The real problem is they refuse to add me as friend. I ask them to add, they say, no, you are daddy, daddy is not friend. But nevertheless, they are my samples, a very limited sample. I talk to them, I see how their friends are doing their media consumptions. So you will see that the 8% and 16% will come down even further, right? They will use a lot of internet, a lot of mobile. And so the blue one will show you the percentage of ads budget allocation today in America, in the US, for the different medium. 27 on print, 11 on this, and so on and so forth. Right? And in a completely rational world, you expect that the allocation will be equal to the media consumption time. But there's always this lag, and therefore, this is where all this action is happening. This number of big amount of dollars available, opportunity for startup or new companies into this region. So in most of our understanding that the print and radio will continue to come down, TV will kind of hold up, especially in the recession, because it's a broadcast media and you still be able to reach a large number of people. And in the recessions, you don't have money and you stay at home and you watch TV, right? And also, even when you're at home, you may switch on the TV as a background media. A couple of years ago, people were always talking about mobile internet replacing the TV. Right now, in fact, just a couple of months ago in the US, people start talking about this term called a TV companion on the mobile. It means that the mobile is no longer viewed as a replacement of the TV, right? We used to think that we missed a TV program, we'll watch it on our mobile phone. And some of my friends did that from Singapore to Malaysia, and he watched the most expensive episode he has ever on Desperate Housewife that cost him $5,000, right? Going back because of the roaming charge, right? But even without the price that we're talking about, I don't think many of us want to watch that particular movie in the little screen. We now view it, they call the term TV companion, meaning that your TV and your mobile will appear side by side, which you look at the children watching the TV, that's true. They watch TV, they have a laptop in front of them, the tablet in front of them, they might be doing something as well. So an example of a TV companion would be someone telling me of a sitcom that a wedding is happening in the sitcom and there is a cameraman taking the pictures on the couples, and on the TV companion, you will see all the pictures appearing which otherwise not appearing on the TV. So it complement and it enhance your TV viewing experience. So in most of the cases, we think that TV will continue to hold a significant portions of the ad spend and the media consumption time, but the rest of the media are probably going to be under threat by this the rest of internet on the mobile. Let's look at this advertising spend. I got this number. From Zenith. I can update it. This is 2010. I did buy their newer 2011, but it doesn't change too much. Let's just look at Malaysia. The total media spent in Malaysia is estimated 2010 at about 2.3 billion. You can argue whether it was over or under, but I think that's more or less that number. Of that, about 40% is spent on TV, 50% on print, and the rest on radio and internet. You see, Malaysia is one of the countries which the print is estimated to be more than TV. A little strange, but anyway, that's the ecosystem in Malaysia. You look at Indonesia, you look at about the same. It's kind of the largest media market in Southeast Asia, 3.8 billion, 3.7 billion, and they are growing about 7 to 8% a year because of their GDP growth. In Indonesia, you see big TV, almost negligible internet. And Thailand, you look at about the same. And Vietnam is even more virgin, emerging market. You will see that television is a lot more bigger and internet is almost nothing. So this is a situation. But what if the internet consumption time is about 30%? Shouldn't the media ad revenue move to the internet? Or the mobile internet, or shouldn't you apply your ad dollar into those places? Of course, this is logical. In practice, it may not happen that way because it's a lot easier for you to buy TV advertisement. It's a lot less risky for you to buy TV advertisement, and it's a little bit more complicated, or at least some people made it out to be, for you to buy internet or mobile internet. So I will try to dispel some of the myth about the mobile internet buying later. Okay, just a bit make sense of mobile advertising, because we hear lots about mobile advertising, location, all these other buzzwords that are being sent to you. I think I spent first 30 plus years of my life tried to make life very complicated. I get PhDs and I write multiple things. And now I think from then on to the last 10 years or so, I try to make life simpler. Right, so this is what my attempt is, right? First of all, let's look at the components of mobile advertising. This is from e-marketers, of course. E-marketers expect that the total amount of mobile advertising dollars being spent will continue to increase in the US. And this is the main three ad spending shares. In fact, I'll take video out here. Right, you got messaging, which is probably SMS, MMS, the one that you push the message to the end users, right? And you have display, you have search and video. I view that video and display are kind of together. Basically, you could say that video have a pre-roll, post-roll, but you can look at video like YouTube. They have an overlay text or graphical ads as well. So on the messaging is push, right? It started with big numbers. At the beginning, it was easier money to make, but the percentage is expected to reduce. Right, and display will continue to be big, and then search. This is arguable. I mean, Google thinks this is the case, but the late Steve Jobs doesn't think so. Right? So he thinks that this will be much smaller. So, so messaging primarily will be carrier-oriented. There's a company called Amobe, A-M-O-B-E-E, that was just acquired by Singtel for $300+ million US dollars. We think that it was too rich, but anyway, Singtel will have lots of money, so good for the Amobe people. It's primarily carrier-oriented. Basically, I saw a company here called Out There Media that worked with Maxis as well. They make a big press releases. I'm not sure how it goes on. Basically, it works this way that it gives you the carrier will go and give its customers some freebies, like free SMS messaging and free calling minutes, in exchange for permission to send them messaging, right? So that's messaging, and and then search will be primarily oriented by Google, and display. You got premium display plus a long tail ad network like us, and Facebook is never projected here. Facebook hasn't opened up its mobile advertising platform yet, but when it opens up, I believe that it will be one of the most important mobile advertising platforms. You probably will take out shares from all these 3 or 4. Okay, so this is how I see mobile advertising, components of mobile advertising in the ecosystem. The other way, if you talk about the context of advertising, I mean, you don't spray advertising to everyone, but you want to make sure that your advertising is relevant. This is how I split it, the way you does the context. First of all, you want to do hyper-targeting, things that confuse you a lot, things that scare you a lot. You know, what I call locations, demographic profile, everything that you want to do, the things you hear a lot about. I think we should stop talking about it because nobody will be able to come close to Facebook. When Facebook open up its mobile advertising platform, you'll be able to target according to what you want. It has location. So, and maybe a little bit of a carrier messaging. You know, you go to a carrier and they will tell you they'll be able to send out SMS or MMS to people that have opted in to receive the message. But more or less, I think you should look at it a bit like how you target your users on currently online Facebook. Facebook is figuring out how to put advertisement on the mobile apps or mobile site without disturbing the user experience too much. They're figuring that out. I mean, I talked to Baidu before in China. Even in China, as a search engine, they also said they didn't want to disturb the user experience too much. Once they figure out how to do that non-intrusively, they will do that, right? The second one is keywords. You know, you can provide context by someone searching on the search engine, and then you basically buy AdWords according to that, and it got to be Google. Right, I don't see anybody else that are able to come close to Google because they have a search engine. The most popular search engine, they're doing distribution deals with lots of carriers, because when you go to carriers, the default search engine is Google. Maybe Yahoo will try a little bit, but Google control now 70% of search engine marketing in the world today. And I talked to Singapore Press Holding in Singapore. They said that for all the digital advertising in Singapore, 80% of the money is spent on Google. The rest of the 20% is split by Singapore Press Holding newspaper, the Today newspaper, whatever, everything else. Everything is Google on the online keywords search. But on the mobile, you can think about your mobile consumption habit a bit. Do you search a lot, or do you search as much as you are on mobile compared to laptop or PC? Probably a little less. Yeah, and your behavior is different. right? So I don't think it will take 70, 80%. 30% is probably a good bet on how they will control that money. The other one is what we call, if you want to target channels, you want to target mobile sites of Malaysia Kini for certain type of political demographics, you want to target the Star for some other, more the right-wing one, or whatever, the entertainment side and things like that. So that will be the kind of work that you do with mobile display network lackers. Basically, we allow you to do that. We allow you to put ads into all the different sites, different channels. Just very quickly. I put it on reach and frequency. I figure this is what you do. But on mobile media network, what you do is that in order to find the reach of frequency, I try to match it at how you buy magazine advertisement or you buy TV advertisement. Sometimes when you go to digital, you always want to do this very detailed targeting. And you ask whether you can target the particular demographics. My answer is go to Facebook, right? But you're buying magazine. You kind of know that this magazine profile, these users are young. They may be male, but they're not completely male. But anyway, it kind of matches your target advertising profile. You put it there. So the mobile display network works the same way for you. Basically, you pick the kind of channel or site, and then you look at the reach of frequency of the channel and site, and you pay on cost per click. So it's very simple, similar to your print and TV advertising, right? So this is what we are. We are a mobile media company. We call ourselves that. We offer brands and agencies across on the global advertising network on the mobile internet. Just very quickly example. For example, this example of a mobile internet site. We help you to place graphical and text banner there, basically. Of course, once people click on that, of course, a lot of mechanism can happen. You could have reach media, you could click to call, click whatever, go to a site and things like that. So we'll get advertisers. Or the agencies, we view ourselves as a media aggregator. We don't do the campaign development work. And of course, the agencies will help your client to plan on the media which is most suitable for the audience. Of course, you may have a mix, TV and things like that. The moment you think that mobile is important for you, we come into play. We have about 10,000 publishers today. Some are newspaper sites, and then we put them into different categories, about 9 of them. And in next month, we're launching specific site targeting as well, allowing you to pick the specific site that you want to target on. And then we allow other targeting, such as handset operating system. Sometimes this makes as either a replacement or additional functions for your demographics, because the advertisers want to target the Android handset only, because they think that it falls into the demographic they want. There are some that only want to target iPhone because it's a bit higher, right? And we have worked with, for example, a couple of brands that target specific handsets of their competitor. BlackBerry was targeting Nokia because they want the Nokia users to switch BlackBerry. Or BlackBerry was targeting older BlackBerry because they want them to upgrade, right? So these are all these different targeting available, and we control the spending by doing cost per click. 99% of our work is on cost per click. There's some cost per CPM. We don't do that. We do that, but a lot of our advertisers usually don't want to pay that. Okay, and we let you control your daily budget. So this is what the company is all about. Right, we have a self-service platform. You could come, you could look at the audience. We have campaign planners that allows you to tell you what the audience is all about, and you're free to go and browse it later on after this talk. So very quickly, some case studies that we have done, so just to make a bit of sense of you. This is Deals Guru. They place an, they place an ads on things, and it will goes to their sites. Okay, so they target only the iPhone users in Singapore, and they go to their sites basically to bring these users there. Citizen was a brand, and graphical ads and tablet sets that go to a site to explain the Citizen site, Citizen new product they have. Movies, we does that in Malaysia as well. There are a couple of new movie launches that the ads is posted either on graphical or on the text, and they bring to the sites which is launching the movie. Maybe have free downloads, and we have both the tablets and also the smartphone and the feature phone ads. Job Street, it goes to a place whereby you fill up some information. We have done in some of this type of campaign we have done in financial institution in South Africa, in India, in a car automotive dealer in India as well, where they get people to just fill up. Car dealers want people to go test drive. So they they go to a site, and then people fill out the phone number, and someone will call them back to arrange for a test drive. So there are many things that you can do, and you can have a website, and we could show a lot more other case studies on that as well. Okay, this is properties in Malaysia. So similarly, they put the banners, and it show the users about the launching of their product. Okay, these are all the partners that we work with. They are advertisers, they are publishers. Of course, we work with 10,000 publishers, and our work is that we pay 65% to our publishers. So we keep 35%, which is our gross margin that we talk about. So the company is headquarters in Singapore. We have about 70 staff worldwide. We have offices in KL. Two of my staff is there. Shirley and Victor is here, and they'll be able to talk to you later on if you want to. I have an office in Bangkok, in Jakarta, and in Mumbai, in Cape Town for the Pan-African market, and in Paris for our European market as well. So this is where we are. Okay. And I just do a little bit more advertisement. We happen to work with Adoy Magazine to co-market our roadshow, Bus City Roadshow, which is going to appear on 27 of April, end of this month. Then you have a whole day of mobile internet advertising. You can come and join us if you want to come to our website, look for more of that. Okay? So in conclusions, I've got 37 seconds left. in conclusion, right? First of all, capture the new audience or the new media time. You know, people like you in urban professionals are moving into mobile, and new audience are appearing. So you as a brand should capture their time, or you as a publishers should capture their time, right? To start doing about it. I think lots of other eminent speakers can advise you on that as well. Secondly, it is not so complicated. It's not that complicated. No, don't think about location here, there. It's so very complicated. It's like buying print advertisement, buying TV advertisement. Look at the sites, look at the demographic profiles, and deciding want to put that and do that, right? So, so I'm going to end with the last slide later. It's actually for us, all those people that thought what could have been. All our friends here, myself and Ham included, right? Rather than thinking about that, don't be afraid of the future. Jangan takut, right? The best is akan datang. So with that, I end my presentation. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Dr. Lai, please. Later today, you will also be hearing from Mr. Miguel Bernas, who is the Digital Marketing Director for Singtel. So we will be having more discussions in this mobile space also. I want to very quickly share with you at this point in time, I think it's quite opportune, that we also, our magazine has gone iPad. So if you can tolerate a 30 seconds advertisement, I'll be very happy, because I don't have to go mobile. I just have to play the thing here, and you will all be very happy. As you can see, we are working with fireworks. I didn't do anything for this except play the piano. So a big round of applause for fireworks, yeah? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love this stuff, yeah? It's good, yeah. Okay, we have a special speaker up next. and all the way from the US, Mr. Dean Donaldson, very well-traveled speaker, very highly sought-after speaker. He's spoken in many global gatherings. We are very fortunate to have him here today, and we are taking this conversation, as you can see, towards the panel discussion. And we had to book him, I think, like 6 months in advance. He's the Global Media Innovation Director for MediaMind, and I'm going to set him up in a while. But a big round of applause, please. Yeah. Okay. Come, let me help out. All right. I just.
Good. I think we're good to go.
A big round of applause for Dean, please.
Well, hello, Malaysia. Thank you very much for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here. So, yes, I have an interesting role. I work as the Innovation Director at MediaMind, who's one of the largest ad-serving companies on the planet. We manage about 80% of the television advertising in the States. We run advertising online for 708 million users across 75 countries, and that's as much as I'm going to tell you about us. So I don't do sales, I'm terrible at it. And really my role is to try to understand the future, understand how technology is changing from a consumer perspective and what that means from you and I from a media perspective and an advertising area. People right now are talking around the world about this whole idea of video explosion, video everywhere. And I don't think it's just about video. I think it's more than video. I think it's more about engagement. And what does engagement mean anyway? And they're the things I want to sort of explore with you today as we start looking through this. I mean, we saw this over the last month, huge hype around the world as Apple had said, oh, we're going to launch some new products. And everyone was really excited and was trying to work out, well, what's going to come? Is it the new television? Is it the new iPad? And I don't know if you caught this on Twitter, but there was some kind of interesting thoughts. People were saying, there's a hidden message in the actual advertising. And when they sort of looked at it, they were saying, well, look, this is the timeline, and this is what actually happens to PC sales. You see, if you kind of look at it, Wired put out a report about 18 months ago to say that web browsing had suddenly started to decline. That what we were doing online was no longer web browsing. We were shifting as consumers. 6 months